What if I told you the reason you still can't speak English has nothing to do with your vocabulary, nothing to do with your grammar, and definitely nothing to do with your intelligence? Sounds strange, right? Because you've been trying for months, maybe years, and you still freeze when it's time to speak. Why? What's actually stopping you? But here's the real question. What if the problem is not what you think it is? Because here's the truth. You don't have a speaking problem. You have a process problem. And once you see it, everything changes. Most English learners do the same thing. They study words. They memorize grammar rules. They watch videos. They even practice speaking sometimes. And yet, when a real conversation starts, silence, panic, confusion. Why does this keep happening? But here's the problem. You're trying to speak before your brain is ready to speak. And no one tells you this. Here's the big idea. Speaking is not something you build directly. It's something that comes out after something else is built first. Think about it. You can't speak what you don't deeply understand. You can't use words your brain hasn't fully absorbed. You can't form sentences your mind hasn't heard enough times. So when you try to speak too early, your brain freezes, not because you're bad, but because it's empty in that moment. Here's the truth. Fluency is not created by forcing speech. It's created by building automatic understanding. And that's exactly where most people fail. Let's break it down. Why you still can't speak English, and more importantly, how to fix it. Number one, you're learning too consciously. You're thinking about every word, every rule, every sentence. Is this correct? Is this the right tense? Should I say this or that? And while you're thinking, the conversation moves on. You fall behind, you panic, and you stop speaking. But here's the truth. Real speakers don't think like this. They don't translate. They don't analyze. They don't calculate grammar. They just speak. Why? Because their brain recognizes patterns automatically, and that only happens through input, not overthinking. Number two, you're trying to be perfect. This one hurts, because deep down you don't want to make mistakes. You want to sound smart, fluent, confident. So what do? You wait. You wait for the perfect sentence, but it never comes. So you say nothing, and that silence becomes your habit. But here's the problem. Perfection kills fluency, because fluency is messy, it's fast, imperfect, uncontrolled. And if you don't allow mistakes, you block your own progress. Number three, you don't have enough input. This is the hidden reason, the one most people ignore. You want to speak, but your brain doesn't have enough material. It's like trying to write a book without reading books. Impossible. Your brain needs examples, thousands of them, real sentences, real conversations, real patterns. Without that, you have nothing to pull from. So when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. But here's the interesting part. Some people study less than you and speak better than you. Why? What are they doing differently? Here's the truth. They focus on absorption, not effort. They listen more. They expose themselves more. They let the language enter their brain again and again until it becomes automatic. And that's the missing piece. Now let's fix this, step by step. Step one, stop forcing yourself to speak too early. Yes, you heard that right. Stop. Because forcing speech without input creates stress, not fluency. Instead, focus on understanding first. Let your brain build patterns. Let it get familiar. Speaking will come later, naturally. Step two, flood your brain with listening. Not random listening, but focused listening. Every day, even 10 to 15 minutes. But here's the key. Don't just hear. Listen. Pay attention. Follow the meaning. Notice how sentences are formed. This is where fluency begins. But here's the problem. Most people listen passively. They play English in the background while doing other things, and they expect results. It doesn't work like that.
because without attention, there is no learning. Step 3, repeat what you hear. Not perfectly, not completely, just small parts, a phrase, a sentence, a reaction. Why? Because repetition builds familiarity, and familiarity builds confidence. You're not practicing speaking, you're training your brain to respond. Big difference. Step 4, think in simple English. Don't translate, don't build complex sentences, just simple thoughts. I like this. I don't understand. This is interesting. Train your brain to stay in English even at a basic level, because the moment you translate, you slow everything down, and that's why you freeze. Step 5, accept being uncomfortable. This is important. You will feel slow, you will make mistakes, you will feel stupid sometimes. That's part of the process. But here's the truth. Every fluent speaker went through this. The difference, they didn't stop. Step 6, stay consistent. Not perfect, consistent. Because fluency is not built in one day. It's built through repetition, small daily exposure, again and again, until one day something clicks. And when it clicks, you won't even notice at first. You'll just realize you understood something faster. You responded without thinking. You spoke without fear. That's fluency starting to form. So here's the truth. You don't need more grammar. You don't need more vocabulary lists. You don't need complicated methods. You need a better process. A process that focuses on input, understanding, and gradual output. Because speaking is not the first step, it's the result. And once you understand this, everything changes. Your frustration decreases, your confidence grows, and your progress finally becomes real. So start today, not with pressure, but with clarity. Listen, understand, repeat, stay consistent. Because the real reason you can't speak English is not your ability, it's your approach. Fix that, and speaking becomes inevitable. If this opened your eyes, make sure you like the video, subscribe for more, and start changing the way you learn today. Because fluency is closer than you think. You just needed the right direction. And now you have it.